What is up, guys? Okay, so we're going to be teaching you guys how to stay focused. I know a lot of you guys are struggling to lock in, whether it's working on schoolwork, your business, or even the job that you're at. You're so quick to just bounce your ideas all around and just lose sight on what you're actually working on, and you just lack being present. We're going to go over how you can stay locked in and get all your work done efficiently. All right, guys. The first thing is how you prepare, and a lot of people underestimate the importance of preparation. Athletes have to stretch before a big game. They have to practice. It's all about the mindset and warming up before you actually have to do the hard stuff. Make sure you have a routine before you have your study session. By building a routine, you will naturally form better habits. And once you're getting into the mindset of having to perform a big task ahead of you, you will be a lot more successful in it. And you won't ever have that sluggish start that some people tend to have. You will be locked in from the moment you start your assignment or you start your hobby or your work to the moment that your flow state runs out. I really recommend that you have a peaceful mindset as a part of your preparation, whether this be meditation, stretching, cold shower. And if you combine all three, oh my, your productivity level will be through the roof. Started doing this consistently since summer, and I've noticed my YouTube consistency being much higher. I'm a lot more present in my videos. I'm a lot more engaged with you guys, and I just feel a lot better when I'm performing my work. Also, when you're studying, this isn't a sleep session. You should not be in pajamas. You shouldn't be in slippers. You shouldn't look like you just rolled out of bed. I don't understand why guys think that they can be productive if they're wearing like a hoodie, a sweatpants, and some comfy shoes. Like, you should be comfortable in your attire, but it shouldn't be to the point where you can literally just close your eyes and fall asleep. Honestly, I'd recommend you wear what you'd normally wear on a normal day to school. So like fitted shirt, some dress pants, and just some normal shoes. Don't wear anything too uncomfortable or too tight to where it's like uncomfortable for you to sit down and it's just a distraction. But it should be proper attire so you know that okay, once you put this on, like you're about to go to work, you're about to be in a nice in-depth study session. And I wouldn't eat too much prior. I would recommend just going fasted because this works best. And if you really do need a shake prior, then by all means have that. But you don't want to have something that's going to just put you in a sluggish state of mind before you even hop into what you're about to work on. Next, your environment, guys. Please take this seriously as well. Where you study and where you lock in to do your work is a big factor to the ultimate outcome. Don't be trying to study in your bed. If you were able to do that in quarantine and kind of finesse through your classes, bro, don't think you can do that with the other aspects of your life. Actually get outside of your house and dedicate a zone to just doing work. The issue with trying to do work in your bedroom is you sleep there, you probably play video games there, you know what I mean? There's so many different activities that you do in your bedroom. You should limit it to a specific area where you only do work. You shouldn't be having fun. You shouldn't be on your phone. Once you enter this facility every time before a work session, or well, actually, as you're walking in, you will realize that okay, now it's time to work. Your body will automatically get in a state where it wants to work, and you have to be in that situation. You have to be in that environment for quite some time. You don't want to just be there for like 10 or 15 minutes. You want to actually be there for a few hours so you can actually commit to doing work there. Because if you go to a place where you're only going to study for 15, 20 minutes, you could go on your phone, you could use the restroom, and then it's like you're only going to be there for 10 minutes. Like that's not enough time, and you're not investing enough time for you to actually want to be productive. Whereas if you go into a place for 4 to 5 hours or maybe 6 hours and you tell yourself, I am not leaving, you are going to work. Your body would much rather be putting in the work than it would be just to sit around, stare at the walls, and be bored. And you don't want to have distractions. Don't go to a place that's super loud, that will have people bumping into you, trying to get your attention and talk to you. You want to be as focused and locked into your task as possible. If you need some places, for example, I would definitely recommend the library, the school, a cafe. These are very common, and there are quieter places to actually get your work done. You won't have to worry about people trying to ask you questions or stuff like that. You can simply just go in there, find a place to sit, put your laptop charger in, and just get to work. I would also recommend that you go to a place that has a bathroom nearby. So if you're going to a cafe shop and the bathroom is all the way on the right side and there's some seats on the left side, some on the right side, some in the middle, go as close to the not as close because then you will be bothered by the traffic flow from people going into the bathroom. I would say sit a little bit ahead of the bathroom and then face the corner. That way you aren't tempted to look up and feel distracted with whatever your eyes see. If you sit with the window across from you or facing outside through the glass, you're naturally going to want to look up and then make eye contact with people. It's You don't need that. Literally stare at a painting or a wall that's in front of you, something that does not change. It's very important that you do that because I've tried both. I've tried sitting at the window seat, and all I would do is look outside and see cars coming by. I would look at the pedestrians walking, the birds trying to eat the food off the floor. It's very, very distracting. Being close to the restroom is important. So if you actually have to use the bathroom, you'd go there, and also have a water station nearby in case you had to refill up on your water. Next, the technology. Ooh, this is where most of you guys really have a problem with. You need to turn off your phone. And I don't mean just go like this, click on it, and then put it right down, right next to you so you could be tempted to go on it whenever. No. I want you to put it in airplane mode, turn off all the color, do not disturb. I don't want any notifications distracting you. I don't care if it's the freaking celebrity that you wish you've met when you were 5. I don't want anyone being able to contact you. You have to be in severe lockdown mode. You do not want anybody to talk to you. Delete all the social media apps on your phone. You can go and re-download them later, but if you make it that easy for you to just be able to click on your phone, click one button, and automatically be flooded with a bunch of content, information, and a whole bunch of distraction, it's not going to be an easy ride for you. And don't play music in the background. I don't know why we thought, especially when I was younger, that I could listen to rap music and write an essay or do work at the same time. There's no way, bro. It doesn't work like that. The lyrics will distract you. You might start singing along. You're going to get out of the work zone, and it's not good. And then if a bad song comes on, what are you gonna want to do? You're going to skip, find a new playlist, and now you found yourself on your phone for 5-10 minutes when you could have been doing work. And on your laptop specifically, you need to limit the amount of tabs. You don't want to make it so that your brain can get distracted by looking at this tab. You have a shopping cart here, you have grocery carts here, you have clothes that you want to buy, you have your tuition bill. You don't want to have a bunch of things. You want to open up one or two tabs and then separate it from the rest. So like what I would do if I do have a bunch of tabs open, which is kind of most of the time, when I before I go into the zone of actually working, I'll click on the top of the tab that I'm currently in and that I plan to work on, and I'll drag it up, and that way it kind of full screens it and doesn't show me all the other tabs that I was on previously. This is a very important hack, and if you implement this, game changer, absolute game changer. Next, we're gonna go back to talking about the diet. I know I talked about before how you don't want to eat a huge breakfast right before, and if you do want to kind of have breakfast and work at the same time, it has to be like a smoothie, something you can sip on. And I want to elaborate more on like the nutritional aspect of what you should have before a good study session. I wouldn't recommend too many carbs or too much sugar because when you have too many carbs and sugar, actually, you will crash. Your body doesn't know how to prolong that energy that you're giving off those two right away. And then you're going to crash, you're going to feel sluggish, and then you're not going to be able to have a solid work session. If you do need that boost of energy, you can use caffeine. I wouldn't recommend too much caffeine because then you get sensitive to it and the tolerance increases and then you don't really feel the effect anymore. And you also just don't want to be relying on something, you know? Coffee only, guys. cut out these energy drinks, bro. Most of these energy drinks are so bad for you. You can't even read the ingredient list. It's not good. Have a natural coffee. Try to avoid any unnecessary ingredients in that as well. I'd recommend just black coffee, maybe some milk, and then whipped cream if you want. That way you can get your energy in when you need it. And don't sip on the coffee as you work. You kind of just want to chug it and get it out of the way. That way it's in your body and it's activated sooner rather than just sipping occasionally. Like, it's not that you get a caffeine boost right away after every single sip. It takes a moment for it to kick in. And that's why I would recommend you kind of just chug it. And it's easier to chug a colder coffee than it would be for a hotter coffee because you're going to burn your throat. And while you're working, definitely take a lunch break. Don't eat and work at the same time. I've seen people try to eat salads and work, or people try to eat a sandwich and work, and you're gonna get your fingers all greasy, and then you're gonna type it all on the keyboard, get that all. It's no, don't do that. Just dedicate 15-20 minutes to a lunch break, and then another for like stretching and just taking a walk and getting out of your chair. You don't want to eat in the chair that you were working in. Like I said, guys, that chair needs to be solely for working. If you if you really are kind of limited on space, I would, if you're at the coffee shop, for example, I would literally take the chair and then I would turn to the other side of the table, or I would sit on the other side of the table with a different chair, face the window, and then kind of get out of that work seat and work state of mind, eat, and then go back. That's a lot smarter. And you could walk honestly around the coffee shop, go outside a little bit, get some sun going, get the energy going back in your body, and then it's just like a relaxation that you need in between every work session, because the work sessions honestly last as long as the state of flow does. Don't be trying to overwork yourself. Like, dude, 4 hours of work is 4 hours of work. Your body needs to recover, it needs to revive from that. It's not going to be able to just do 7, 8 hours of consistent work back to back. So that's why you need this 15-20 minute break to lock in and get ready for the next work session. I hope you guys find this guide helpful. Comment any other topics you guys want me to discuss. And if you have any other personal questions or need any help with your guidance, please click the link in my description and book a call with me today. As always, guys, you know what to do. The choice is yours.